What up everyone, it's your girl Imma. I know I've been promising you for a while now that I was going to do a video on what you gotta pack. So slight disclaimer on this one, there's kind of a reason why there's not a lot of lists online about what you should pack when you want to go and work on a cruise ship. The reason being, it's not really one size fits all. I'm not going to be really showing you because nobody really wants to take a look at my stuff. Instead, I'm going to walk you through how you can get to that perfect packing list. Step 1. You might have heard me say in other videos that the number one thing that you should be doing as soon as you're hired aboard a cruise ship, you know that you're going, you're starting to get ready, you're starting to pack, is email your manager. So you might not necessarily know what your manager's email is. You're going to go through whoever hired you from the line that you're joining, whoever you've been in contact with that has that at whatever the cruise line is that you're going to work for.com's email. You're going to get in touch with them and you're going to say, hey, what's my boss's email on board? I want to make sure that I bring everything that I need to bring. And they're going to say, hey, your boss's email is at such and such, whatever. And then you're going to send that person an email saying, hi, I'm coming aboard, I'm going to be working with you soon. You probably already know that, you probably already have my name, you know that I'm coming, but I just want to make sure that I bring everything that I'm supposed to. Is there anything that I should be bringing that I might not necessarily know about? And they will email you back appropriately. There's been a lot of people who have come for the very first time for the very first contract that haven't done this, that have tried to find things out online, that haven't been able to find the information that they need, and they show up and they don't have things like shoes. Like, who doesn't bring the appropriate shoes for work? And then there's, little things you might not think about, like when I first showed up to be an activity host, I didn't necessarily know all the different theme parties that we were going to be having, so having the information to get in touch with somebody was muy beneficial. Otherwise, I might have left things for a 50s theme party or a 70s theme party at home. But no, I had the poodle skirt and I had the afro because I knew what to do. So main tip number 1 is get in touch with whoever you're going to be working with, your boss on the ship, and make sure that you got everything that you need. Number 2 would be checking your itinerary. So again, another reason why there's not a lot of lists out there about what you should be packing on a cruise ship is that you might not necessarily have the same kind of contract as somebody else. If you're heading to Alaska, your packing list is going to be a lot different from somebody heading to the Caribbean because one is hot and one is cold. There's also going to be situations where you're gone for quite a length of time, so you're probably going to be changing up where you are in the world. Usually you'll either start or end in the Caribbean or start or end in Europe, so those are 2 completely different places. If you're starting in the Caribbean and moving over to Europe, usually by the time you get to Europe, it's still in that early stage where it's still quite cold over there, but it'll warm up eventually. Warmer climates, obviously you're going to want a lot more tank tops, t-shirts, shorts, whatever you're kind of into when it's hot outside. And if you're headed somewhere a little bit chillier, obviously you're going to go the opposite way and want some pants, long sleeves, jackets, again, that sort of thing. Paying attention to where you're going, what the general kind of temperature is around that time of year that you'll be there. You really kind of need to do your research. Nobody can do that for you but you. You're the only one that's going to go do what you're going to do. Not me, not another YouTuber, probably, like unless everybody on the ship made a YouTube video or did a blog. Like, there's not a list for everybody. You do need to do some stuff yourself. I can only help you so much. Okay, but getting back into my packing list, personally, as in don't take this fully, but take it with a grain of salt. Whatever the heck that means. It is important that you don't fill up your bag with personal items. So don't think that you're going to have so much time off that you need to pack like your entire closet. You won't wear it. I guarantee you, you will spend 90% of the time on board in your uniform or in things that are derived from your uniform. From morning to night, you will be in your uniform. Come night, going to the crew bar, etc., you will be in other clothes. If you're going out on shore, you will be in your own clothes. But that is a tiny percentage of the overarching time that you're on board a ship. Unless you're the fashion week kind of person that absolutely needs to be in like top style at all times. Maybe like 4 or 5 t-shirts / tank tops and maybe like between 3 and 5 pairs of shorts to pants, whatever you tend to need or whatever your itinerary will be, just a mix of something like that. And they should probably all be things that can go together, because if you rip one or lose one at the laundry or whatever may be, like things that can interchange and go well together, that would be a good start. Also, there will be times if you have a roommate that you will need to get dressed in the dark to avoid turning on the light and ruining their sleep patterns. So should that happen, it would be nice if you could reach in, pull out anything, and have it be okay. So yeah, don't make the mistake of spending a lot of space in your luggage putting in items that you're not going to wear. I promise you. Okay, so we got our basics down. Now, say you want to go out around the ship and it's formal night. Having a couple of formal options is always good. So a couple nice dresses if you're a girl, usually something at least to the knees if you don't want to get in trouble for it. Nothing too scandalous. And then, you know, if you're a guy, more of like a suit combination. Something appropriate for a formal evening. And shoes to match. But again, like only, you know, 1 or 2 of these items, because there are things that you can reuse again, wash. What you are going to need a lot of are socks and underwear. It's strange how much these go missing in the crew laundry. So I would suggest that you bring at least 2 weeks worth, that's 14 pairs of socks, underwear, and bras if you are a girl. There is a laundry on board, the crew laundry. It was generally kind of in my rotation that I would go and wash all of my clothes once per cruise. So the cruises were generally around 10 to 12 days long. So at the end of the cruise, like that kind of night or 2 nights before, I would go wash everything and have everything fresh, new, ready to go for the next cruise, including my uniforms. So assume that whatever you have will last around 1 to 2 weeks before it gets washed again. And then that same stuff you wear again. For some of you, that's going to be a really scary concept, but trust me, you're going to live in a cabin that's the size of a box. You don't want to have a lot of stuff around you that's just going to overcrowd you. You're not going to have enough room for it in your closet. Even just because of this box, you will naturally start to become a minimalist. If you are somebody that adores things and adores buying things, really is into shopping, you'll find that the ship will change you. By the time you get home, you'll be like tossing things out of your room thinking that you have too much stuff, because you do. For pieces of my particular uniform on board, I really only needed a few things to be provided to make it complete. Number 1 is obviously shoes. So again, in emailing your manager, you're going to find out exactly what you need. For me, this meant a white, fully white pair of shoes. So Keds were kind of my go-to. They're cheap, you can replace them quite easily, find them anywhere. Like these or Converse tend to be like a go-to for quite a few people. Can be washed, whatever. Canvas easy shoes. My flat black shoes to go with my pant evening uniform. And I would have black heels to go with my skirt evening uniform. And these black heels also doubled as my heels to go with anything like formal that I'd be wearing, just to save space in my luggage. There's no point in like packing in a ton of more shoes unless you really want to carry lots of stuff through the airport and try and find a room for it in your room. The only other like mandatory item for your uniform, or for my uniform rather, and this will only apply to the females, is this awful thing that is the bane of my existence on ships, and that is pantyhose. You must wear it if you are wearing a skirt uniform. They do not allow bare legs, and it's horrible. Toiletries. So just like you're going on any other vacation in your lifetime, it's pretty well going to be the exact same toiletries, whatever you kind of use at home. Here's hoping that you brush your teeth. You will need a toothbrush and toothpaste. In doing your hair, you will need a comb or brush and, you know, shampoo, conditioner, a shampoo, conditioner combination, or nothing if you use nothing at all, whatever you use. Soap, loofahs. You don't need to really get crazy. If you need any like types of drugs, bring that. if you like never used Tylenol in your life, but you're like packing it up anyway, don't use what you usually use. Don't go crazy. You do have the medical on board the ship, so if you need things for headaches, you can get it. And also, there are stores in port, so if you really need something that you didn't bring, you can go and buy it. So don't be packing the Pepto-Bismol or things that you don't normally use on a daily or even weekly or even monthly basis just because you're going to be away for a long period of time. And you do not need to pack the Costco size of everything, because again, you can buy it. Just bring your general size from a Walmart product and then replace as necessary from going to another Walmart or a Walmart-like substitute in another country. You will survive. What I do find really useful to bring are universal plugs. If you saw the video about the room tour, you would have seen that there's a variation of plugs inside of your room. So being able to plug in all of your appliances, because you have a universal plug to change a plug into something else if need be, is quite useful. You also would have seen that I had some of those contact gripped hangers. Those things that you can pretty well put anywhere and they come off really easily, so they're not going to damage the walls for future cabin peoples. Those are great for hanging out just about everything. The important stuff, the documentation that you need to get on the ship, this would have been in a list somewhere from whoever hired you. They would have said, bring these things, bring those things. And then whatever is important to you. If you need pictures of your loved ones from back home to help get you through, to hang up near your bed, some magnets to help do that, your laptop to talk to anyone if you have a laptop, camera to take photos of anything, your cell phone to be your alarm, whatever kind of things that you feel that you need to help you get through or that you normally use, bring that. I guess the number one thing that I can say is you don't have a lot of space, so just do you. Don't be like, feel that going away for 6 months is gonna absolutely change everything and you need these things that you've never needed before suddenly. Do you, do what you normally do, bring that. And if what you normally require tends to be a lot, pare back a little bit. Bring money just to start you off with, bring a credit card just in case, and bring a smile. In closing, my top major things would be contact your boss to make sure that you're bringing everything that you need to bring, just in case there's any surprises. Check up on your itinerary and the temperatures of where you'll be going to adjust whatever's in your bag accordingly. And just don't get crazy. 6 months isn't a long time, and I promise you there will always be a Walmart-like substitute, a pharmacy of some sort, something where you can get pretty well anything that you need, whether that be clothing or pharmaceuticals or toiletries. Unless you're so specific, in which case just stop. This might not be the life for you. Like if you have to have this one type of conditioner or your life is over, rethink your choice to work on a cruise ship. And I'm going to say it one more time, please do not bring a hard case luggage. Unless you have a room to yourself, there is no guaranteeing that that is going to fit under your bed. And if you saw my video about the room tour, you will see that there is not any room other than under the bed to put your luggage. So do not bring a hard case luggage. You want to bring either a rolling duffel or a soft case suitcase. So at least like they can collapse a little bit and probably fit and be okay. I hope this has been at least a little bit helpful for you guys. I know like it's not exactly like an ABC 1, 2, 3 type of list, but like I explained, it's not really possible because I don't know where you're going. I don't know what job you're gonna have, what your uniform's gonna be like, what your requirements are for your particular line. So I can just give you what I know and hope that that helps you a little bit. You guys have had a lot of questions from me lately, so I will be getting to all of those in the next video. I've had questions like if I'm a vegan or a fruitarian or things like that, what are the things that I can eat on board? I've had questions like what happens if I have a beard or tattoos. All will be answered in due time if you have not already read some of my answers to the comments as they've been posted. I got a fancy new lens So I should appear a little bit clear now to you guys. Yeah, stepping up in the world of the YouTube. So I promise it's not going to be long before my next one this time. Again, as always, if you have any questions, comments, just want to say hey, please feel free to do so below. Bye for now.